everyone, it's that time of year again. Back to school. Ugh. But I have 5 back to school hacks for you. So let's get started. Now the first hack that I want to talk about is asking for an IEP. Now IEP stands for Individualized Education Plan. That means that if you struggle in school in any capacity, whether it's a learning disability, whether you struggle with a mental illness, whether you've frankly just been having a hard time keeping up in school for whatever reason, every school is required to offer some form of an IEP. Now in my experience, public schools have a certain form and a format to what an IEP should look like. I, as a therapist, have filled out many of those, have gone to meetings with my IEP plan for my client, sat down, tried to work with them to put something together. But I've recognized in the last couple of years working with private schools that they don't have traditional IEPs, but they are required by law to offer something similar. And so they're actually much more individualized at the private level. And you work with your therapist or your doctor or even just your parents with the school to put together the best plan for you. Now the reason that I've added the IEP to my back to school hacks is because it's something that needs to be done ahead of time. It can be done during the school year, but I find that we get the best outcome of school and our best grades ever if we have an IEP in place ahead of time. And just as a note, all of your teachers, all of the administrators with school are usually in the office 1 to 2 weeks prior to school starting. And that's when you get a hold of them because things aren't usually as busy for them. No one's really calling. So call in, find a time to sit down, set up a meeting, and get that IEP in place. Now the second hack that I want to talk about is bringing your distraction tools, your self-help tools to school when you start so that you have them there. Some things that really help my clients are things like Silly Putty or Tangle Toys, or anything that kind of keeps your hands busy while you're in class. My clients find this to be really helpful, especially if anxiety is an issue or just having your hands busy helps you focus better. Ooh, and essential oils can help too. I have some clients who put them in little roller balls. If you remember, I talked about it in my video with Ingrid Nilsson back in December about putting essential oils in a roller ball and putting it on you. Lavender tends to be very calming. There are different scents for different feelings, and a lot of my clients find those to be really helpful, and they're easy to bring along with you as well. And I'll put links to all of my favorites in the description. Now the third hack is to talk to your school counselor or your guidance counselor or your favorite teacher or all of those people as soon as school starts, maybe even before school starts if you're able, because it will help if they know what's going on. I know that we hate to tell people everything, and oftentimes it can feel really invasive and make us feel really vulnerable, but if you share it with one of them and let them know that you would like them to tell your other teachers, they can do it for you. So you don't even have to know what's going on, you don't have to know what they had to say, you just know that everyone's aware of what's going on. And that way maybe you're able to bring the Silly Putty to class. Maybe that wouldn't normally be something that your school allows, but if you tell people what's going on, they're more apt to give you a little leeway, let you do things that help you most, and help you succeed. Now the fourth hack, and the one you're probably gonna hate the most, is scheduling and organizing. Now organizing, I mean getting your binders together. If you find it's difficult focusing, let's say you struggle with anxiety or ADD or ADHD, you may struggle to get everything where you need it to be, you may forget your homework, you may not know where things are, and you may just not turn things in because you couldn't find it. Make sure you're setting yourself up for success by putting your binders together, getting things separated for each class, making sure you have paper for each class. I know this sounds really simple, but it's something that's often overlooked. And the other portion of this is scheduling. Make sure that all of your appointments with your therapist or your psychiatrist or whoever you're seeing in your treatment team, make sure that it works when school comes back into session. A lot of my clients forget, and I have to remind them to say, hey, you know, we've been meeting at 1 p.m., but you're gonna go back to school. Would you like to maybe move it to another day at 4? And they're like, oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. Make sure that you do that. Make sure that you take that into consideration so that you're able to keep your schedule the same as it was in the summer. Now the fifth and final hack, your sleep schedule. I know you like staying up till 1 or 2 in the morning and then sleeping in till noon or 1, but when we drastically change our sleep schedule, like when school starts and all of a sudden we have to get up at 6 in the morning, it actually makes our mental health worse. My bipolar patients always tell me that if their sleep schedule is off, their symptoms get worse. My depressed patients, the same. My anxious patients, they feel the same. And so take that into consideration, and 1 to 2 weeks before school starts, start moving your schedule 1 hour at a time closer to that regular school schedule so that when school does start, your body's used to it and you're ready to hit the ground running. I hope you found these helpful. I know a lot of you are stressed about school. I also hear from a lot of you that are actually really excited for school to come back in session because you missed the structure. But however you feel about it, I hope that these hacks help you better prepare. There are so many things available to you, so many resources at every school available to you to help make school the best it can be for you. So make sure you're reaching out, make sure you're letting people know if you're struggling so that we can get all the tools we need to help us succeed this year. And if you're new to my channel, click here to subscribe. And if you want to follow me on all the social medias and see what I'm up to, click down here and I will see you next time. Today I have 5 back to school is surprisingly difficult. Boom. Da, da, da.